All right. Hello, everybody in Facebook Live land. We are the Podguyz Podcast. I'm Tony Kaz, followed by
Kevin Neary here.
Of course, we have the ever-loving Picasso, the Le Pop Figure extraordinaire.
Look at that, Tony.
We'll give him something this week.
Well, Sparky's got his Podguyz Podcast t-shirt on that you can find on merchbooth.com under the podcast section.
That's true.
So that's always fun. And he says, Hi, Endeavor.
Yeah, Endeavor. You could have bought us for 10% of what you paid for the WWE. If you change your mind, please call us. That's true.
We would even 1%. Yeah.
10%. We're looking for 10 at least. 10%. What, Sparky, how much was that? 9 billion?
9.3.
9.3 billion.
No, wrong.
No?
No. Endeavor bought WWE for $27 billion.
Oh, 27 billion. Yeah, there's a little bit of tax.
It was 9.3.
I'll show you the fucking thing, dude. I swear.
Doesn't matter.
Can we just agree it's a lot of money?
It's a lot of money.
Disagree. I mean, you know what I mean? It's not math, bro. Big money, more than any of us got, except for
I feel like we're throwing around large numbers like politicians right here. It's like $800 billion will be good for the roads. Like,
you know what we should be throwing around? The name of our guest, the lovely Hawaiian superstar, Timmy Mattos.
Hello, how's it? Thank you guys for having
what
me.
do they say? Aloha.
Aloha. Thank you. I appreciate the invitation to be here. I appreciate it.
Welcome
I'm amazed by
Ohana.
that. Those,
Welcome
yeah, I am Ohana. This is, I'm right now living in Pennsylvania. You guys get great weather right here, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's amazing. Even from your background, you can see where you're looking out the window right now.
Yeah, this is Nanticoke, Pennsylvania right now. I'm living a dream.
Fantastic. Really beautiful.
They cleaned it up a lot. You know
you can almost see the cokeheads on the beach right there.
I like how the Build Back Better Act went directly to Nanticoke. All they did was tear down all the houses and replace it with a fucking mountain.
Maybe a coal mine or two.
They're like, let's just turn Main Street into sand.
Come on, I love Nanticoke. It's my home now.
That's really cool. Tim, tell us a little bit about yourself. You are a comedian, sir.
I try. I've been doing it for 20 years now. I was born and raised in Hawaii. I've been doing comedy for 20 years. I've been some radio and TV.
By the way,
I grew up on Oahu. Actually, I grew up on this beach. This picture of this beach right here. I grew up, well, not literally on the beach, but my brother Max currently lives on this beach. But that's another story.
Beautiful.
But yeah, I grew up in Oahu, and I also on the Big Island too, because
I would assume that it's pretty wet on the beach, just sitting like right on the beach itself.
Well, I mean, it depends. Like this beach, nobody goes to this beach, so it's nice and dry. Except when you go in the water, then it's wet because it's kind of how the whole liquid thing works.
That's what they tell me, at least. I have no idea.
Right.
So you hit the scene for a little while.
I did comedy for about, like I said, for 20 years. I was doing really well, and then life threw me some curves, and then I had to run away and hide out in Nanticoke, or I'd be in jail right now.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's where you hide out.
There's never a happy story that ends up when you're like, and now I'm in Nanticoke.
To come to no, come on. I chose to come here. I'm just kidding. Actually, my ex-wife and I were both teachers in Hawaii, and when we got divorced, she's from here, so she moved the kids here, and either I, find another girl and make new kids, or I move here. So I chose to move here. That's it. That's not that funny though.
No, it's not.
It's not that funny. It's a pretty sound decision.
It's not. Well, it's actually not that depressing either. It's not like it's Hawaii. I'm banned from there now, and then
right. There's no war. I have no warrants back home. I took care of all that before I left, so I'm good.
So Timmy, just to let you know, law enforcement agencies, Tim is not a wanted man.
No. I am not. Well, I am wanted, but not by the law enforcement.
Correct.
Yeah.
Timmy, I've known you for a little bit of time now, and we've done some shows together. I gotta say, you've lost some weight. You're looking great, man.
Yeah, that's what happened when they cut your stomach out of your body. That kind of has a major effect on your ability to eat. So yeah, I've been pretty much starving since January 1st. So
yeah. Well, do you ever tell people that you're on a diet just for fun? Like, oh, all I do is eat pumpkin seeds. Do you ever throw like the fake diet bullshit? You're just like, oh, I'm actually on the carnivore diet. All I do is eat unborn fetuses 3 times a day, but never the Asian ones. They said you don't do that because of the COVID. Try to, but
Right.
And plus, you'll always be hungry later.
Right. Yeah. People know I was 420 pounds.
soy sauce joke. They're talking at the MSG. You're looking great though for our non-viewing audience out there.
It's easy. You just you cut your stomach out and you can't eat. You eat like 3 bites and then you either throw up or you stop. So it's not hard. It's pretty simple. You just got to mutilate yourself.
I'll give the doctor some credit right there when they said, you know what the problem is, and they just pointed at your stomach. They're like,
"Oh, my doctor said my stomach was who?" She was shocked, dude. She took pictures. She's like,
holding it up like
was it like an alien baby or was it?
Yeah, I just publicly outed my gastric bypass, or stream or whatever the hell I had. I had one of the 3 sleeve. Yes. So thank you for outing me.
I'm glad you said gastric bypass sleeve because I was going way out there with like the big C word.
Yeah. No. Yeah. they just cut out I have a banana stomach now. Okay. Enough of this. Jesus.
Well, you look great regardless.
Thank you. Well, I just got married, so I want to have sex until I'm really old. So being 420 pounds kind of hindered that process. So now I'm back in the game. So,
well, congratulations on the marriage.
Thank you. Well, I got lucky. I found a nurse. Thank you. I found a nurse. Yeah.
Tim, just to let you know, we have some great swaddling clothes by merchbooth.com. If you want to buy something for the baby, miraculous.
The baby, if I'm guessing, Triple X is now going down to just large shirts, but they have large shirts now. So
yeah. I used to be 6X, and then
6X.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. A bit. I had a when you're in this. See, I'm in like the gastric sleeve community now. Like I belong in these there's these special groups. You'd be surprised how common it is, dude. It's like, I'm 550 pounds. I'm like $120. It's like, Jesus. And it's like millions of people. Anyway, so what the hell was I talking about? Oh, I have ADD. So yeah, I lost my train of thought. So
No, Tim, we're going to talk about this gastric bypass thing because I've had people who have had amazing stories in their gastric bypass stories.
Right.
But my cousin, who will go unnamed for the show's sake. She had gotten a gastric bypass, and they actually cut out too much intestine, and she ended up getting what was called
was it like a type of infection or something?
No, it's not an infection. It's malabsorption.
Yeah, that's what. No, to be honest, that's why I didn't get the bypass. I actually got the sleeve. So I'm not about the malabsorption thing, and so all they did for me is they cut most of my stomach. It's restricted. I can eat anything I want. There's no malabsorption.
Nice.
They just saved me from me. It was like, you are not disciplined enough not to eat anymore, so we're going to take away your right, like a little child, for the rest of your life. So that's what they did. So now I'm healthy and I'm eating great and I'm happy.
Oh, that's awesome. Good for you, buddy. Congratulations. Right. Now, you said that you've been in the comedy world for a long time.
I have.
How did that start out for you?
So actually, I got to credit my ex-wife for my comedy. That's the one good thing she did besides my 4 children is got me into comedy. She was going to buy me a stand-up comedy class in Hawaii by one of his famous comedians, Andy Boomenthal. It was like $400. And I missed a
Sorry,
crap.
You're fucking killing me there, man. You skipped the one good thing she did besides 4 kids.
Oh, she's not all evil. She pays child support. I mean, Anyway, long story short, my friend, his name is Augie Toba. He is probably the best comedian Hawaii has ever had. You guys can Google him. He is now a city councilman. He was my friend, so we were boxers. And I said, hey, is this guy's class worth $400? And he's like, why? You want to do comedy? I was like, yeah. He said, come to my show next week with 3 minutes. If you suck, go take Andy's class. So I went to his show. I did my 3 minutes. He liked it. He said, come back next week. And next thing you know, I'm touring all over the United States with him.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, that was it. I got lucky, blessed. From day one, I was with the best in Hawaii anyway. So I got lucky.
Now you were married at that time though, right?
I was married to my first wife. Yes.
Okay. Wow. So we have some more to unfold after this.
Besides that, now Tony, if you've never seen Timmy do stand up, he has a very, how can I put this, influential presence on the whole crowd. Timmy gets them right around his finger and draws and garners all attention from the crowd and does his set, knocks it out of the park every time. We had a show a couple of weeks ago. And by the way, whenever I get like, something going on, like before COVID, I was just like, hey, let's get fucking Dave, let's get Timmy on this stuff to raise some money for Brittany Reynolds. That was actually Timmy. That was actually the first time I was on the show, was to promote for the Brittany Reynolds show.
Oh, nice.
Right? And so, a couple months later, who the hell knew we were all going to be locked down for COVID? So,
right.
Tony's like, hey, let's keep this thing going. We got a good rhythm going on, sort of thing. So we just kept it going through COVID. Tony went above and beyond of literally knocking down, emailing, calling every guest possible of celebrity status to come on for us to interview, kick some ass doing that. But here, Hudson Serviceman show was a lot of fun. It was just a really good show all around. It's so much easier when there's people there. I can't stress that enough. It's.
Well, yeah. Otherwise, it's just a rehearsal. I mean, if there's nobody there, it's not a show, bro. It's a rehearsal.
Yeah.
I used to be a theater teacher. That's the first thing I used to tell my students. If no one's there, it's not a show. It's rehearsal.
That's true. Sparky, Timmy, I'm going to interrupt you for 1 second. We're going to cut over to Sparky real quick. He is the Picasso, the Rembrandt, the eau de toilette of the big board.
The toilet, all right.
Yeah. So what he does is he doesn't really talk for the show, Tim. It's revolutionary. You would think to yourself, podcast, video conferencing, a lot of this going on.
Right.
Sparky throws that shit all out the window.
Yeah, he is an innovator in the sense of protesting the vocal talents that he does not have, or the communication skills that can be found on a fourth or third grader, but he does not absorb. He doesn't have them, but he does have a brilliant way to draw his ideas and thoughts, and he illustrates on the big board now. He's got it on the big board. It used to be just pen and paper. Now he's got it on the big board of exactly what is going on, either what we're talking about or in the news.
Awesome.
There's always an illustration of some sort. Sparky, let's see what your beautiful.
Hold on, Madonna. I got the parts for your new vagina. Now, there you go. That's probably what happened with the stomach bypass. They just take the parts out of the stomach and they absorb it into Madonna's vagina. It's kind of a running joke right here at the Podguyz Podcast that Madonna was not really at the Grammy Awards. That was just her vagina the whole time. That's why the swelling in the face was all there.
Your intestines are now Ohana.
Yeah. So,
yes. Yes. My stomach is hanging out with Madonna's vagina.
Yeah,
in Kona somewhere, sipping on some Mai Tais,
Madonna's vagina takes bats in the virgin menstruals.
Wow.
Menstrual blood of young children from Zimbabwe. But that's just her giving back in her own words. Let's just put it that way.
She's like the modern day Dracula.
Come on, she
kind of looks like a vampire right now, right?
Yeah, I'm old because I was into Madonna, man. When I was growing up, you must be a lucky star. I was like, now it's like whatever, whatever.
Yeah. Now there's.
I'm old, so I'm probably the oldest guy here.
Listen, Madonna was very beautiful back in the day. Amazing voice, great music career, but like when it happens to all celebrities. They end up turning something weird. We saw it happen to Michael Jackson. Boy, did he fucking boom! It just out of nowhere. Mickey Rourke, yeah,
that's another one. Wow, it happened. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, he ended up getting like fucking plastic surgery, and you can't play the everyday common Joe when you have plastic surgery. It looks as weird as when what's his face, Johnny Depp played Whitey Bulger in what was it?
Good call.
Did you see that movie, the Black Mass or whatever? Timmy, imagine some guy playing a 70-year-old, only he lacks wrinkles and is wearing fucking visible goddamn blue
the New Jersey tracksuit.
Oh my god, it was probably the worst movie. It was very hyped up too, so I had to watch it. I'm like, hey, let's watch this. I've seen The Departed. Wasn't a fan because normally if you need that much star power in a movie, you're hiding behind a script that really is full of more blank pages than anything. So I didn't like The Departed. I think that Jack Nicholson kind of made the movie a little bit better in certain parts. But in other parts, you're just like, why the fuck is Jack Nicholson playing this guy?
For someone who doesn't like the movie, you sure as hell know the whole damn movie, dude.
I know. Well, I'm not gonna say.
I don't remember it.
I can remember what I like. I can remember what I hate. This is why I'm.
Wow.
But Johnny Depp playing Whitey Bulger was just ridiculous. It was
it's like talking about Star Wars and then only focusing on the ancestral kiss.
Yeah. Yep. And then well,
I'm trying to get my wife into Star Wars. I'm losing that battle, man. I'm just losing that battle. Yeah.
Well, it's not nerdy enough.
It's not a deal breaker though. She's a nurse. I'm gonna need her when I'm 80, bro. So I'll give up Star Wars.
How does she like the nursing field? Because that's quite stressful especially during the COVID season when that was going on, and now it's still going
Dude, I
on.
literally married Florence Nightingale. My wife is like the kindest, gentlest person on the planet, and she's listening right now. So I'm not about to say anything stupid. So
yeah.
Mattos.
No, I'm lucky. I swear to God. Like, she literally said she's going to wipe my butt when I'm 80 in our wedding vows. So like, got that on paper.
Wait, with the wedding vows or?
Yeah. I promise to love, honor, cherish, wipe your ass and protect you from bears.
Wow.
I know.
That's impressive.
Thank you.
That's Canadian, is she? Is she Canadian?
No, she's actually Italian.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Because normally you only find that kind of
one of these.
Yeah, that's where the tissue would go, right?
Yeah.
Do normally you only find that kind of kindness when you have in this order, maybe no particular order: Canadians, Mormons, extreme Baptist Catholics.
Well, don't get me wrong, she's not weak. I clean up. Okay, she's not weak. I am the cleanest I've ever been in my entire life since I've been married. The second time around. First time around, I didn't care. Now I am clean. I am cleaner than this head right now. Like my house is clean. And if you know me, that's a miracle.
That's just the thing though. Like when you're a guy and you're living alone and you see something on the ground, it's not bothering you. Who cares?
Right.
What the fuck do I worry about box on the ground?
One beer can, 12 beer cans?
Yeah, whole bunch of cans. If anything, you're working on it. You could turn that into art. It's a whole side project over there. By the time you know it, the room is getting smaller, and you can say to yourself, I used to do this thing. Geez, you want to talk about sloppiness, man? Holy shit, this place looks like crap right now to a degree. But you're right. Whenever you are with somebody and you are happier with them every day, you take care of yourself and the environment.
I wash dishes with a smile. Half the bills are being paid. It's awesome. Love it. I love being married. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. Plus I'm 53. What else I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Go on the internet, try to find somebody else?
That's not Timmy. 53 is not old. Remember when 53 used to be old? It was back in the 90s when they're like, well, he's only got about 10 years left to live.
I understand that.
Everyone smoked everywhere. 40, right? They fucking threw trans fat and everything. Like, I mean, they put trans fat in soda back in the day, like diet soda.
True.
Like,
that is
true.
Need
some of this
now
shit.
They're trying to hit you with gluten.
yeah, gluten and everything. Just
Oh no! You just hit me with the gluten. How long has gluten been in our food? Well, forever.
Right.
So Timmy, you got some shows coming up. I'm on some of them with you. I'm not on some of them with other shows, but we got some shows coming up. One on the Hooligans. We got Lee Park.
we got a fun little just to get together. It's a free show at Hooligans. It's on the 22nd of August. We're just gonna play around. I'm gonna go up unscripted. The last show I did unscripted. I mean, I had a set, but I blew it off and I recorded it, and I'm gonna do the same thing this time because I'm playing around, having fun. And then we have another one on the 29th. It's at I think it's the VFW in Hanover, or American Legion. I think it's the American Legion. So you guys have so many legions and VFWs and like private clubs here. It's amazing. But anyway, we somewhere. I think it's the American Legion. It's
the American Legion on Lee Park.
Some place where they recycle American.
This place is amazing. You guys got like a bar, church, funeral home on every single street. It's like bar, funeral home, church, everywhere.
Yeah.
Like
and each one of them you could drink freely.
Yeah, you sin, repent, die, all on the same street. It's unbelievable.
Weirdest thing. Northeastern Pennsylvania's one side of the bridge is this side. We're kind of modernized to a degree, but then it turns into the woods real quick until you get up to New York. But the other side of the bridge, towards like West Pittston, Exeter area, it's the whole land was built on the idea and concept that strip malls would always be a thing. Constantly used to got Boscov's over there. I think there's a fashion bug. I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck years? What year is it over here?
It's the 1970s.
Dude, there's
everything looks this. I will say that everything looks the same. You go in any town, Pennsylvania, that's trippy. It blows me away. And you guys got like 500 different ways to get the same damn place, like the same place.
Oh yeah.
And you guys have potholes that are huge potholes. Like I hit one in Wilkes-Barre. I came out in Kingston. I was like, whoa, this is like big, huge potholes.
That is the intercontinental tunnel right now.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Apparently.
So Timmy,
you've from city to city easily.
You've taught theater before, you were saying, right?
I have. I first started teaching in Huntington Beach, California. I taught theater arts and U.S. government. And then I moved back to Hawaii and I taught teaching special education, and I taught special education, and I did comedy, radio, and TV till I moved here. And now I get to be on you guys' show and reclaim my fame in Northeast Pennsylvania.
Well, that is the biggest question. Like, would you count this after 53 years of living? This is the peak right now, right? This is the peak of of everything, right?
Yeah,
up here.
This.
Oh
yeah. This.
We normally ask everybody. We asked Larry Hankin, the guy who's 82 years old. He was on the show. He agreed that this Podguyz podcast was the peak of his whole entire career.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I was blessed. I did Vegas 3 times. I've toured up and down the whole West Coast. I've done. I've been in shows with like 7,000 people. I've also been in shows in like Sizzlers. So you know what I mean? I've done the whole gamut of things, man. Everything from Sizzlers to strip clubs to churches to
nothing funner than a strip club, because it's you get one or two reactions. You get the reaction of like, hey, yeah, we're all here to see a comedy show, or there's nobody there. And you got like one guy where he's just like, show us your dick. And it's like, dude, what?
Well, I was actually saying Hawaii, you got to make a lot of money. It's expensive to live here, man. So you got to do so I was a comedian. I was a teacher. I was also a Santa Claus. So I did the strip club was a Santa Claus gig. I was Santa, which is kind of ironic because earlier that day I was
rewind
Santa.
that back
I
one
was
more
Santa
time
for the Catholic Church for the afternoon mass.
We're
and
rewinding.
That night,
Skipped
I was
over.
Santa for like
You
the
skipped
stripes.
over the.
We're gonna rewind that back 1 second.
Yes.
Wait, Santa Claus at a strip club.
Yeah, well, I was a professional Santa in Hawaii.
How the fuck could you say that like that's a casual thing? Oh yeah, is that where Santa Claus the fuck always goes? Yeah. Jesus Christ!
I gotta admit, those are the best gigs. I'm not gonna lie.
Children are,
lie.
it's fucking Santa Claus.
Those are the best gigs. I'm not gonna lie, but I mean, dude, it's I was a theater, minor. I got to use my education.
Marky, if you don't have a fucking picture for this, I'm gonna slap the shit out of you.
I do have pictures. I so have pictures of that. I have pictures. I swear. I was called. My nickname was a naughty Santa. I was a naughty Santa. Yeah. But then in the daytime, I was a regular Santa. So I'd do kids parties.
Did any of the children?
There's my follow-up question.
Ever like peek out and say, "Hey, I saw that."
You see the father there. The guy's like, "Hey, saw you last night, huh?"
I remember you at the
Hey,
Kit
Bob,
Kat
why are
Club.
you simulating a blowjob on his candy cane? Oh, wait a second. That's just his red and white throbbing cock. Ah, shit.
Hey, I wasn't that
Childhood
kind of. I
over.
was the Santa. I wasn't a stripper. I was the Santa.
I'm just saying strippers can do favors for Santa.
Wow.
Mention. And
I'm a
say is
professional,
ho, ho,
Kevin.
ho.
Okay, I am a professional.
I'm a professional. If I'm dressed up in a Santa suit and I'm at a strip club and some stripper says, "Can I suck your dick?" I'm totally taking it.
No,
Ah,
absolutely
Answer off here,
not.
darling.
No,
Dude,
Not
no.
today, Satan.
I am
Not
a
today.
Christian man.
Isn't it an insult if you say
It doesn't
no
matter.
to a
I
stripper's
hated my wife at the
blowjob?
time.
think
I
it's
would
an
never do that.
insult. You don't
No.
just go to somebody's country and they say, "Well, it's a custom for us to blow you when you're here," and you're like, "Well, it's a custom for me to fucking say no to blowjobs."
You're making me blush, Kevin. Jesus.
What I'm saying is, you take what is given. You don't live. Look a gift horse in the mouth.
Never look a gift horse in the mouth.
No, man.
No.
I'm a
Tony, you
professional.
never look a gift whore in their mouth.
Oh, that's
Wow. Hey.
We're not into bestiality
professional.
here. Well, you can be proud to be a hoe anymore. People are
Maybe that is
embracing
truly
their inner
living.
hoes.
Hey, dude, Hawaii is expensive.
Goddamn right it is.
There is some unspeakable shit that you would do for money.
You'd be going, Merry Christmas, whatever the hell they can pay you.
You got that? Yeah, absolutely. You know
You know what I mean? It's $100 an hour. Are you kidding me?
And to be
$100
honest, I mean,
an
most
hour.
strippers have kids, so I mean, there you go.
Yeah.
Well,
Not that I'm rationalizing children with
No. It's just,
because
yeah.
they're very beautiful.
Yeah, Kevin,
mature
the
women.
entertainment business in Hawaii is much more lucrative than Northeast Pennsylvania.
everything is much more lucrative than northeastern Pennsylvania. That's
Uh-oh,
why
we have a
the
picture.
only people that are bidding for land here are dollar stores and dollar generals just jumping in the mix there. Sparky has something on the big board, Tony.
Dollar Tree even went up to $2. Now it's the $2 tree.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's when it really hits to broken homes,
Yeah.
everywhere. It's, so Sparky, what do you got there on the big board there, buddy?
Oh my God.
Hey, get in the sack. Little Jimmy asked for one of you for Christmas. What the hell is? Oh, look at that. Okay, so for the non-viewing audience out there, you have, I guess, the red hat. Now, tell me if I'm wrong here, Sparky. The person in the red hat in the sack is Santa Claus, and then there appears to be two women, one with the purple hair and one with blue hair, on a stripper pole. Is that?
Yeah, I thought there was like a really long broom, and they were just trying to clean up a little bit. But
Yeah, I guess the depiction is Santa Claus is collecting human strippers for children that want them or have asked Santa Claus for them.
Look, he's trying to help the needy. Okay.
You got to give back. You got to.
I had 4 kids, okay? To defend myself, I had 4 children to feed. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I sacrificed myself for your children. I don't know if you noticed that, okay? If that means being Santa Claus at a strip club, so be it.
I feel like I feel like that's a line from the show that didn't make it over Breaking Bad. Just
It was legit
You know how
gigs,
I had to
man.
make
I was
meth?
legit. It was legit.
No, you have to do it. There's a lot of there's some stupid stuff you got to do in the entertainment industry all around. Listen, the most prideful thing I do is probably stand-up comedy and this, and then you got the other shit in between where it's independent movies, whatever. I mean, you could do background characters for
I
movies.
once dressed it as a transvestite on TV in Hawaii for $500. And I'm a fan of the LGBT community, and I was like, I'll back up my boys and girls. Absolutely.
Wait, what was your name?
Nicole.
Cool.
Yeah,
I thought
I was
you would have
supposed to.
picked something classier.
No. I'm not, but I shouldn't talk about that because that's a whole other area of.
Yeah, it's fine.
My
See,
past.
that's the thing though. A lot of kids.
I'm over
get
that
this,
now.
A lot of kids that you've maybe even taught before doing theater have this romantic thought in their head that they go on stage one time, and some agents out there, because
No.
Hollywood makes these movies
Right.
to depict that idea, because they have a fucking 90-minute time frame to get a movie all done.
Sure,
with.
sure.
And that gets into kids' heads. They feel inspired. They feel like the magic of the movie has moved them enough to get into the acting and entertainment industry. And then they just get failure after failure after disappointment after disappointment. It is a long road to mediocrity.
Damn, you're so negative. It's a long road just to fail.
No, Tim,
It is a very tough road.
See, I believe in miracles, though, bro. I really do. I believe in miracles. I mean, I have been blessed. I got lucky. First time I went on stage, I went with the best, and I ran with them for 10 years in Hawaii. And I agree, though. It is a long road. I did a lot of open mics. I won't do any more. I'm too old. But I mean, when I first worked with Augie for 6 months, he didn't pay me. I had to learn the craft, and I was on stage every week. This is God's honest truth. I had a stopwatch. And if he said how many minutes I had to go, that's how many minutes I went. If he said 3 minutes, I did 3 minutes, not a second more, not a second less. And slowly but surely, he started to drop people who are undisciplined. So yes, Kevin, I agree. It is a craft. You have to learn it. You have to practice it. You have to be disciplined, or you're not going to make money.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to discourage anybody out there that wants to, just be mentally prepared that it is good when it's good, and then it's just as bad when it's bad.
When you God, bombing is the worst. That's worse. I'd rather try to kiss a girl and she turn away than bomb. Are you kidding me? Oh, yeah. Everybody get rejected than bomb. Bombing hurts, man.
That deafening silence where nobody could care what you're saying.
The crickets of crickets.
It's like my first marriage. Are you kidding me? It was horrible.
Do you have a joke? Do you have a joke that you did that you'll never do again? That
yes.
You went out there and it just fucking fell so flat, but you found it funny still. But fell.
Yeah, there have been jokes of that, but now it's more topics. Like 20 years ago, I as a special education teacher, there are things that I could say then that there's no way in hell I could say now, and there's no way I would say it now, because now I know better. I mean, there were words that I used in some jokes back then that I thought were funny that I look back at now and say, wow, I can't believe I used to say stuff like that. So yeah, it has changed, definitely. Plus, in Hawaii, the cleaner you are, the more money you make, which is really weird because here is the exact opposite. The dirtier you are, the funnier you are. Supposedly here, it's like weird. So. That's just the thing. This area is full of comedians, and then you got maybe 10% that are actually good. Well, that's like that everywhere, though. I think there's a couple guys go to open. Like I said, I obviously I'm not a professional comedian. I mean I don't make a living. Oh, I do make a living, but not like a full living. So all I do know is that it is an art. It's something you have to learn. I bought a book. I actually read a book. It's called The Comedy Bible, and I recommend that. And you try a joke 3 times, you fail, throw it away. That's my advice for starting comedians. 3 strikes, get a new joke.
I was going to ask if you had any advice, as far as getting into the scene. Would you encourage people to go out to open mics, or would you just be like, find yourself a great mentor? So
there's pros and cons about open mics. The pros about open mics is you can see a lot of people who suck, so it makes you feel better about yourself. That's number one. I mean, number 2 is you learn how to keep your jokes short. Usually open mics you're doing 3 to 5 minutes, and you're not going to get good at comedy unless you can do 6 or 7 sets of 3 to 5 really good minutes. Boom, keep it tight. So that's a good thing. The bad thing about open mics is you can get stuck in that scene, in that open mic scene, and you don't develop, or you don't grow. So, at some point when you think you could do 15 minutes, give Kevin a call, give me a call, see if we have a show, get on with us so we can start giving you like some more time and stuff. And eventually, start charging. I wouldn't, I didn't, like I said, I didn't get paid for the first 6 months. I worked for the same guy for the first 10 years. So I was kind of blessed. Like, I had I don't want to say guaranteed gigs, but we were doing gigs 4 times a week for 6-7 years straight. So, I mean, you know what I mean? So I got lucky when it came to that. That
drains on you. When you got the energy to do it, you do it, obviously. But man, it's
Well, I could definitely say I'm happy where I'm in life. I don't have to I'm not searching for fame anymore. I like fun. If I can make a couple bucks here and there, I'm good. But I mean, it's a drug. Comedy. I know I'm not funny tonight, but I promise it's a drug, man. It really is a drug.
This is the fucked up thing, Tony. He has no idea, but he skips over the funny parts. Is like he's being casual. That fucking Santa Claus thing, man. Are you crazy? Bro,
that's nothing, dude. Santa Claus ain't nothing. I almost got shot in the streets of LA in college. Santa Claus story ain't.
Yeah, we're gonna recycle back to this story now, because Tim had shared for our viewing audience and non-viewing audience. Tim had shared a lovely story about how he was in the lovely city of LA, California, of course. Yeah. And the lovely people there showed him a good time.
Right. So he asked me for advice. I got some advice for you young aspiring actors out there. If you're in college and you get assigned to a scene that involves a gun, don't drive down the street rehearsing your lines playing with a toy gun. That is not going to work out well. So I'm driving down the street and I'm twirling my toy gun and I'm saying my lines. And there's a taxi driver in front of me and we're stopping at a stoplight. And I go like that. And next thing you know, he takes off through the stoplight. He's flying. I'm thinking, shit. So I'm thinking, oh my God, I just freaked out this taxi driver. So I'm driving down the road. A mile later, he's on the side of the road. He's pointing at me and there's a cop. He's pointing at me. I'm like, so half mile later, I get car follows me. It's a cop. Sure. Lights me up, surrounds me. Cops surrounding me, put your hands in the air and step out of the car. I'm in the middle of the road, face down. I'm getting handcuffed. My professor's driving by looking at me. And I'm like, it's a toy. And I'm crying. It's a toy. And they search my car and they find weightlifting chalk in the back. And they're like, aha, what is this? And I'm like, that's weightlifting chalk. And so, yeah, I almost got shot in LA. That wasn't as funny the second time coming.
That's stressful. Look, seriously, if you're from LA, and you're getting pulled over because there's gun violence, absolutely everywhere.
Yeah, that was really stupid. They destroyed my gun.
Oh yeah.
Destroyed that gun.
And they took your chalk for
they took my weightlifting chalk. Yes. Yeah.
Bastards.
That wasn't
they're
funny.
we'll plant that later in somebody else's car.
It's right. Kind of, it's a better scenario that you had rather than what was that story that Tony was talking about with Afro Man is actually being sued by the police now. Tony, did you shared that story to the Podguyz Podcast page,
Tim,
right?
You share a very, very common story with Afro Man, famed rapper. And what happened was that Afro Man actually had his house raided recently. Mm-hmm. And he had it all on videotape of the cops actually coming into his house to search the premises, of course, with their warrant. And that was miraculously they didn't find anything.
They found no drugs.
No afros even? Not even an afro. No, the guy's name is Afro Man. Wow.
They found no drugs.
An afro or something,
There was reports that there was children being enslaved in the house. Now, if you've ever seen Afro Man's mansion, if I was a kid and he kidnapped me, I got a good house here now. I'm like, holy shit, this is kidnapped. This ain't so bad.
I know.
Wow.
It's like Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, here's the law enforcement had searched his home on suspicion of drug trafficking and kidnapping.
Wow.
By the way, Afro Man is not an athletic kind of guy. All right. So to kidnap, you got to do some, up and downs every now and then, but found no evidence and filed no charges against him. He said they kicked down his door, broke his video surveillance system, stole money from him, and frightened his family.
Stole money. Wow.
So not only that, but they stole shoes from him too.
They stole shoes. He has it on camera. He has cameras inside of his house.
Wow.
For this. So, he wrote a fun song.
Was it evidence or they just jack it? We're going to take the shoes they actually, because we're in his house.
Police officers are on camera taking apart the camera work that they could find from the outside cameras to destroy that evidence of outside cameras, right?
And that's why OJ got away with it. And that's why these cops are stupid.
This is so now he released an album with songs about the raid on it, right? And so he created merchandise on it, calling the cops. Let me see here. Now for some of the now the cops because he used some of their images, the cops feel violated and they're suing Afro Man.
By the way, you can find that merchandise at merchbooth.com.
Yeah, you can support Afro Man by buying the Podguyz Podcast t-shirt, hoodies, or tank tops on merchbooth.com. Supporting Afro Man is what we do. We bring truth to justice and blah to blah.
That's
but
true.
Yeah, dude, Sparky, weren't you there for the raid? No? Well, then what the fuck do you got going on there? I have no idea. Wait a second. It's another Santa Claus thing. It's a toy gun for little Jimmy, but what the hell? But
he took me off the pole, officer.
Oh, you kid that? Wow.
Okay. That's a picture of.
Tim, did you have a stripper in the bag?
I guess that's a picture of Timmy in Hawaii dressed up like Santa Claus stealing a stripper for little Jimmy, the child, and right now he's at a little a standoff right there in the gun. From Sparky's Wild Imagination on the Big Board, brought to you by merchbooth.com.
And by the way, this show is also brought to you by Hag in a Bag.
Hag in a Bag.
Oh my god! You know, I did rear end someone on a scooter on my way to that gig. You know.
Oh my god, this story gets even better.
I'm pulling the side of the road, dressed in Santa Claus, talking to the cops, and the guy's on his scooter, and he was a tweaker, so he was lying. Obviously, he was just trying to get me to get. You know what I mean?
Wait, that was really though, because you just said I just rear-ended him.
Wow, he stopped short. Dana was in a hurry. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's all good stuff. But you did say that you played a transvestite the one time, and I love the LGBTQ community. Sometimes I don't mind it if somebody looks they're going through the process and they get the sex change done with, right? The ones that I don't really, and then you look at them and you say, hey, that's a woman right over there. And then you hear deepness in the voice and you're like, oh fuck, never mind. It's now a woman. He's now, transitioned into a woman. But then the lazy ones are what laziness gets to me sometimes, Timmy, where you got these fuckers, they got the beards going on, a pair of tits. They just look like the damn circus thing going on. And I'm like, dude, you're not even trying. Look at the one over there. He looks, just like the gender that they're specifically trying to look like. But the laziness kind of gets to me, Timmy. Did you ever,
experience that? Well, see, in Hawaii, it's the whole, we could think it's called mahu in Hawaii. The Hawaiian word for transvestite is mahu, transgender. But in Hawaii, it's more of an accepted culture. So, half of them lazy because, nobody cares. You know what I mean? They don't have to prove anything to anybody else because it's an accepted part of society. It's very integrated. It's very inclusion. So you get Uncle Auntie in Hawaii, and that's no problem. Uncle can just like Uncle today, and tomorrow he can just like Auntie, and everyone's good. He can just like Auntie and still get the Uncle beard, and we're all good with that. So I mean, it's like I said, it's just different. It's. I don't want to say it's part of our culture, but in Hawaii, but it's
people that are transgender it's nothing new. This has been going on since the 60s, the 70s, and it's been on
since the beginning of time, bro. Okay,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah. So time started in the 60s. It's no proof of it before time,
right?
Well, no, I just I'm all for it, but just do your best, try harder.
Well, as someone who had to have a gastric sleeve in order to lose weight, I cannot tell someone to try their best. I literally could not try. This is failure. Okay.
Wait a second. You did try your best because you got the surgery. It's not like it's not like you.
So now I'm a trans eater because I eat very little.
Trans fats, right?
No.
But you can't say trans eater and not go in with that.
But I don't know. Like I said, in Hawaii, it's a totally different world. And I was just talking to that with my wife the other night. I mean, I know this is not, a serious podcast, but in Hawaii, I meant we're not okay. My cousin is 6'4". He's Samoan, but he's beautiful, and he could knock everybody in this room out, even me. So what am I gonna do? Disrespect him? Hell no. He's 6'4". but he's gorgeous. He looks like
he was
beautiful...
5'4", different story.
Right?
Rough him up then.
No, and I'm not even joking too. My cousin, his name is
Use
Nala.
him as a step stool.
And like I say, it's totally different world where I come from. So
we all agreed
whatever.
one day on the height to not fuck with anybody.
Right. Dude, we got
5'6" and up, 0.
I don't know. That's I'm
we do get on some serious subjects sometimes, like we were forced to talk about during COVID time, and like for good reason. You have to address
during COVID time, like that's World War II.
The time when COVID happened.
It was a dark time.
It was a dark time. No one could go to the bars. No one could go to the liquor stores. The dwellings were all inside. We had extra emergency money.
All got to pray indoors. They had to pray.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was an idiot. I didn't know nothing. I had like 35 masks and like 17 gloves and like me and my kids would go on food runs like we were on freaking The Walking Dead. It's like, okay, Sophia, we'll get this because I didn't know. I was, I didn't know my wife then. I didn't know
how close were you to looting a store? How close?
Well, let's put it this way: before COVID, I didn't have a firearm. Now I do.
Yeah,
perfect.
I mean, that's how paranoid I got. That was like
I have 3 makeshift guns thanks to COVID.
It was kind of the weirdest times because we had the from the AIDS epidemic, we had the same guy, Dr. Fauci, who says better watch out for your black and gay friends because they probably have AIDS already. And little Richard got on saying, how am I still alive then? Sort of thing. And then now we have that same guy, only he's in the room with the guy that'll believe the fuck anything, Donald Trump. And Dr. Fauci says, he's telling about the bat. And everyone says, who would believe that stupid bat story? And I'm like, you're the dude that you voted for. Trump would believe the stupid bat story.
I've seen some people eat some really crazy stuff in my life, bro. Like, so I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm just saying,
I saw down when I was in the Philippines, I saw the different news, the news that we weren't given really. And it was the bat story, but it didn't focus on the bat. It said it took the tone as if it was more of a hypothesis rather than listen, guys, this is what fucking happened sort of thing. And listen, I'm vaccinated. I was wearing the mask and that's fine. I look at the most extreme case scenario, right? And the most extreme case scenario would be fluids going from one person to the next. So I think of the toothless hillbilly that's wandering around, fucking sloppy as can be, spitting all over the goddamn place, eating Cheetos and shit. I think of the most disgusting, toxic person that could be a super spreader just by being themselves. And then I'm like, all right. And that's why we need masks and gloves on all the time, not just for COVID. But then they're like, everybody take your masks off. I'm like, oh, fuck, the world it's going to get uglier now. Here we go.
Not even wash your hands. Just take the mask off. You're good.
Yeah. We had, we had to talk about the Black Lives Matter movement, which was, you have to talk about it, right? With the, George Floyd situation. And I was freaking out. Tony was, always trying to reel me back in constantly because Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer thought that it'd be in good taste to, in honor of George Floyd, they wanted to take a knee. Dude, that's how the guy fucking died. Are you crazy? You're out of your goddamn mind. You're taking a knee in honor of him? You're a scumbag. Both politicians on that side, they're like, oh, we're doing this because, we're with it, kids. What the fuck are you doing?
I was a poli-sci major, and the first thing they taught us is power corrupts, absolute power corrupts, absolutely. I used to love politics. Now they all suck. The Republicans suck. The Democrats suck.
It's like when
we have a picture.
Oh, Sparky's got a picture of. I'm not even going to guess which one it is because I'm just going to say turn it around, right, Tony?
Yeah, we're going off the rails here. Let's see what happens. How am I going to call this one in? Hey, Santa, could you rear end me?
Well, for the non-viewing.
It wasn't my fault.
Is that how it happened? Is that not the most accurate picture description of what exactly happened during the Santa route?
I was late. He was in front of me. He just stopped. I guess, I don't know. He just stopped. He wanted, whatever.
And by the way, who is that young strapping gentleman with the green hair and mustache? Is that our favorite bounty hunter?
Is that Dog the Bounty Hunter?
I played Hog the Bounty Hunter on TV once in Hawaii. There's a video out there somewhere of me playing Hog. It's called Hog the Bounty Hunter.
Hog the Bounty Hunter.
And I was Hog, and then my friend Augie was Beth. So yeah.
It was.
We met him once, actually.
It was great when the FBI and CIA and forensic units were just like looking at each other and they said, "You know what? Let's bring Dog the Bounty Hunter in here down in Florida."
Dog the Bounty Hunter.
We scoured the earth. We scoured across the United States in order to find the finest of individuals who will
that's almost, what would be better than Dog the Bounty Hunter? This is what you do. Bury the corpse of Peter Falk into Pet Cemetery, have him come back full Alzheimer's, put the Columbo code on him, and have him start asking people some fucked up questions around the southern Florida part.
Damn. You're like an AP level comic, bro. You gotta be smart as shit to understand your stuff, dude.
Yo, the only thing
that's good.
The only thing you need to do is go into any housewife's home in New Jersey at any point in time, and you'll have a psychic just like that.
Just like that. Get a New Jersey psychic. Get one of them fucking mob wives down there. We need more reality TV stars on this one, because
where more dead bodies are buried per capita.
The whole world shit itself because a blonde white woman went missing in Florida with her reality star boyfriend they had all on video, and they're like, "Hey, we can't find this one guy. Give me a Dog the Bounty Hunter's like, I'll lend my services."
Right?
Really?
Poor dog.
Yeah, one of the most renowned of all fake bounty hunters.
But what was your take on Hog the Bounty Hunter? What did you do as Hog the Bounty Hunter?
So you're not kidding. So you know how they have the bit where they offer everyone cigarettes, right? Like and he always says, bounty hunting's in my blood, right? So our stick was like, my stick was like, I'm 1/4 Portuguese and bounty hunting's in my blood. And every time I said that, I would choose a different race. And by the end, I'm like, I'm 1/4 Portuguese, German, Irish, and instead of offering people cigarettes, I offered them food. And every scene, you'd see me eating. Every scene Hog was in, I was eating
a different dish,
something. Yeah, always. And like I had all my weapons and stuff, and I had like peanuts, and I had like other food and shit, and like.
You offer him a sloppy Joe, just shove it in his mouth while he's
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. So like the whole thing was like I was Hog, except I was eating instead of giving cigarettes. And my wife Beth was actually played by my friend Augie, the comedian. It was his show. He was like the lead guy. So he was dressed in drag. Yeah.
I was almost convinced that Dog the Bounty Hunter's real wife was just a guy dressed in drag. I mean, if you ever saw the woman, you're like, fuck, man, is that your cousin over there?
It's not wrong.
Not wrong at all. No.
No.
It's a show of loyalty to his wife though, because he's like, I love her.
And he got married to someone else real quick. Boom, done. He's married. I love her. You dead? Okay, someone else. Let's go.
Yeah,
your wife is a saint. Your wife is a saint, Timmy.
Oh, my wife?
Yes.
I married up. My son was like, Dad, we're here, and she is so much higher than you. Like,
look,
thanks,
sometimes
bro.
You have to. You have to go up and beyond like your course in life.
Right. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm kissing major ass.
So
right
talented.
No, my wife she's cool. She's funny as hell too. I'm not gonna lie. She's very funny.
I know you always hold it, even from the start of our show, like you never badmouthed anybody. Like you always talk.
Except my first wife. Her. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, yeah.
I'm kidding. She's not evil.
Hey, speaking of someone who badmouths their wife, good old Vince McMahon, going off the WWE to the lovely UFC portion. That's a big one. That is a big one.
Yeah. He sold it for billions and billions of dollars, 9 or 20 or 80 or whatever the hell it could be. A whole bunch of money, right, came his way. Most distinctly was I mean, peculiar was the mustache that he wanted to wear, the creepy pencil thin mustache.
I saw that.
Did you see that? Like,
Yes.
what? You know, I think that he did it intentionally. This way, when a woman says, wait, that guy looks just like the dude who raped me, only he has a mustache, so it couldn't be him. You know,
Couldn't be him.
because of the allegations against Vince McMahon of the sexual assaults. He says to himself, you know what? I'll put on a mustache. I saw this work in almost every Bullwinkle cartoon possible. So, fucking puts on a mustache, and they're like, wow, there's a
let's go, Rocky.
I was a fan of the MMA too. I mean, I was a fan of UFC, man. Kind of now it's gonna. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that because one is fake,
you know what? It's the same.
The other one is.
It's not necessarily.
I think it's hilarious because it's almost like when you put out a UFC fighter to pasture, they let them fake wrestle. You know, like they're like, all right, go ahead.
Dude, that's what we had. We got a guy in Hawaii like that, BJ Penn. That poor guy. He's been fighting in strip clubs, and him and Santa Claus went at it in a strip club once. It was crazy. But you guys ever heard of BJ Penn?
Yeah.
No.
UFC fighter.
So you want to hear a real quick story about BJ Penn? So you ever heard of Salad Masters?
Salad Masters. No.
Salad Masters is the most expensive pots and pans I've ever heard of in my entire life. I went to a Salad Masters presentation to sales because BJ Penn asked me to go. I was like, hey, you want to go? Can't tell him no. Freaking BJ Penn. So they're selling this pot's like $500. I'm sitting there going, $500. I'm a teacher.
Is it jam-packed full of technology?
No, it was just pots and pans for BJ Penn bought like $20,000 worth of pots and pans. I bought a $200 ladle.
Just out of peer pressure or what's that?
BJ Penn tells you to buy something. You're not going to tell him no. He's going to punch you in the face.
That's true.
Well, you don't want to end up in like a hospital and they're like, why are you here at the hospital with a punch in the face? You know, and they're like, you're like, this UFC fighter I was hanging out with, he asked me to buy a fucking ladle.
I lost money on that trip. We did a comedy show in Hilo, and then we hung out with BJ Penn. I made $150. Ended up buying a ladle for $250. I was down $100. I was pissed.
It is an easy way to lose $200. Yeah, well, Jesus Christ. Yeah, they're banking. I guess Endeavor Sports is banking on live sports entertainment. Other sectors that include that would be Amazon. They do the live streaming for Thursday Night Football, NFL wise. They also do some live baseball. Fubo TV is into live soccer because Fubo is more international of a brand and more, it's a big push to try to keep people in their living rooms or at least find them on their phones via app. So Endeavor app is via streaming. So the only thing that's really taken over right now, and Timmy, if you've ever been on it before, is TikTok, because you get right to the juice right off the rip. You have like 10 to 15 seconds per video, and you want to talk about precise timing when it comes to comedy. Holy crap. They've got it down on TikTok where it becomes so addicting. Even the Facebook Reels, have you ever gone on Facebook with the Reels? Right. And Snapchat, YouTube, you just got these quick videos popping up, and you lose.
The entire world's got ADD.
By the way, Tim, we're gonna clip you being Santa Claus at a strip club.
I have pictures.
Perfect.
This is what we're gonna do. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna deep face Timmy Mattos' face on Billy Bob Thornton's Bad Santa character, and that's the whole movie right there.
Oh my god!
And
perfect.
If somebody were to tell me that I would be playing Santa Claus at a strip club, I would have put a bullet through my head years ago. Oh God! Well, speaking of,
it was desperate times.
No, you have to do it, man.
Desperate times call for desperate measures. But Sparky, what do you have, sir? You will never get away, Snidely Whiplash. The Mountie came out of retirement.
Hashtag 9 billion is not enough for a disguise.
Oh my God.
True.
Like we've had people on here that have he's written for the WWF and wrestled and with Corey
Nice.
Corey Castle's independent wrestling and stuff. So we thought that it was with Hawkman, and so we thought that Disney was going to buy WWE, and apparently they were, until Vince McMahon said, "Hey, I'm coming back because I'm just doing it. I'm taking it right back. There's no way I'm reinstating myself, and I'm going to take care of this deal instead of just like retiring off to the pasture." So now he's, what is he, 80 years old now, Tony?
Right around there, yeah.
He's in his 80s right now. And for some odd reason, instinctively, he thinks that if he doesn't, how old? 77?
77.
So he's 77 years old, and Vince McMahon instinctively thinks to himself, and he was right, actually, that if he is not involved directly in the deal, he won't get the most money for it. And he was right, because Disney apparently offered $5 billion, and I guess that he got more than double just by being in the room.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, sometimes you got to put the gloves on and also never be poor for the rest of your life. He's not going to be poor ever, so that's like a thing, But I guess it's more of a he's competing with himself sort of thing. It's like playing ping pong with the fucking wall at that point, man, when no one's keeping score. Because
I know somebody that can play ping pong with the wall.
Who is that?
Our last topic in our story category.
Nice.
Ezra Miller.
Yeah. Now Ezra Miller got in the, we called him
the Flash guy.
Yeah, we call him the Flash in the Peter Pan because he's always quick to steal somebody's child and take them to Hawaii, of all places. Tim.
Yeah, he was tweaking with my brother on a big island like last year. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
well, he really was, right?
No, probably
100%. Yeah, nowhere to lie. He is a child abductor.
Wow.
as well as a cultist.
Yeah, he was reportedly so Ezra Miller was reportedly living with a mother and her 3 children on a farm in Vermont, with the father understandably concerned because of all of his charges constantly coming through. So he was
some random family?
Yeah, random family in Vermont. I mean, you can't really, if you're the police, you can't just like go to the house because he's out of there like that in a flash. But yeah, the ongoing saga of Ezra Miller has taken another disturbing turn as the Flash star, who uses they/them pronouns, reportedly has a mother with 3 young children aged 1 to 5 years old staying with them at their 96-acre farm in Vermont. If that doesn't sound like the beginning of a cult, I don't know what is. And according to the
very classy magazine, Rolling Stone.
Yeah, according to Rolling Stone, who has been in contact with both the mother and father of the children and 2 sources with knowledge of the situation, the property is said to be littered with guns and ammo, as well as marijuana. Thank God they put the guns and ammo first and left the weed for last in that sentence, because, I was concerned, and then now I'm not that much because they're too high to be shooting off loud weapons.
And the children between the ages of 1 and 5 as well.
Yeah, the 29-year-old actor is said to have met the family while they were in Hawaii earlier this year, where they racked up 2 arrests for disorderly conduct and harassment for an incident at a bar and 2nd-degree assault over a physical altercation. Now,
where he beat up a woman.
Yeah, where he beat up a woman, just like, now some people said that there was only 1 slap to the face, but knowing how fast Ezra Miller is when he is the Flash, that was probably 1,000 slaps.
Right. You know where he did it to? He did it in like a rural, small little bar in like an area that looks like this picture, like Hawaii is like, it's just weed and land. That's it.
Timmy, and on one side of the island, someone could shit. And on the other side of the island, they would know what was actually in the contents of it.
So, I mean, that guy's crazy.
Yeah, he needs to be, if they could put somebody else's face over his face in any kind of Flash movie, just do it. Just get it over with. This guy, it's not like he's that amazing of an actor where you're like, oh, fuck, we need to just put up with all of this shit all the time. All right. Listen, if Al Pacino was over there fighting dogs and trafficking children, I would put up with it. I'd say, let him go. All right. It's Al Pacino. We got to let this go. Tony.
And by the way, this whole story not necessarily doesn't have a good ending, but out of all the farms that he is on in this Vermont farm, they stress that it is not, and I throw this in there, not a legal marijuana farm. It is very illegal.
So they went from Puna to them, same thing.
Yes. It is not along Vermont's 25 licensed cultivators, as the state allows private citizens to only own 2 mature plants or 4 immature plants.
I like how
thank goodness he has called them they, them, and not necessarily he, hers. Yeah.
I like how they defer to other Marvel delinquents and DC delinquents in this idea, where they say the internet doesn't know if they should treat Ezra Miller or the same way that they're treating Majors now because of the alleged assault that charges were dropped on his girlfriend, which is, if you're having a fight or whatever and you want to leave the police out of the idea or the general public out of it, that's fine. Or if the public should look at him like he's a Johnny Depp. Listen, Johnny Depp is a lot of things, okay? What he's not is a person that kidnaps your children and takes.
He's a lovable scumbag, but he's
like he's not.
He's lovable.
Yeah, Johnny Depp is not like, here, during the whole Amber Heard trial. We were the first ones on it, by the way, Timmy. People were going back and forth. We even had Eric Perlukin on here. He went to the trial during the whole thing, and he was all about it. I'm like, well, dude, if they're fighting this much and they're on that much cocaine, you have to understand the degree of stupidity and addiction that goes into this situation, where neither party's saying, hey, we're just not any good for each other. We keep fucking each other up constantly. Right. I always say there's no way, like Amber Heard, total scumbag, right? Very much lying about a lot of the abuse. But anyone that says that a bottle cut their finger off, that's a lie. There's no way. There's no way.
Well, I think the fact of the matter
had a bottle cut my finger off.
Get that. Hell
look at
out
that.
of here.
Look at that.
Yes. Ha! I have proven you wrong, Kevin.
The proof is right there for our non-viewing audience. Timmy has just proven me wrong right there.
That is the proof in the pudding finger.
No, Timmy, what bottle did that to you? Was it Johnny Walker? Was it Jack Daniels? Was it Aquafina?
A baby bottle.
Oh, the most dangerous of all bottles.
Yeah, you never see the babies coming to snipe the tip of the finger off.
Damn them.
Yeah. I was arguing with my wife and I was trying to get milk from the formula, and I shoved the thing closed and it cut my thing off. So
actually, you kind of proved me right though, Timmy. So you're saying it wasn't Amber Heard then, right?
No.
Wow.
Sparky, what do you got on the big board, sir, to end our show? Hey, Santa, do you have a new red dry erase marker? Because I used it up because of all the red costume people. Hashtag buy merch so I could get a new one.
Oh, look at that. So we definitely need you to go to merchbooth.com, buy some Podguyz podcast gear. So Sparky does not have to worry about his inventory of red markers.
That's true. Wow. Timmy, if people were going to find you, sir, where would they find you at your next show, sir?
I'm going to be at Hooligans on the 22nd of August, and I'm going to be at the American Legion in Hanover on the 29th of August. And if you want to book our show, hit up me or David Savage or Kevin, and we can come to your bar or home or strip club or church or funeral parlor or anywhere else you want us to do comedy, and we will put on a show for you.
How about twirling fire? Do you twirl fire?
No. Of course not.
Well, what kind of Hawaiian do you call yourself, sir?
One that doesn't troll fire.
What kind of stereotype are you? Come on now.
Right. Sorry, I'm bored. I'm boring.
Hook it up, brother. Hook it up.
All right. I appreciate the opportunity, guys. Thank you guys for letting me come.
No, thank you, sir. Guys, if you were looking for us, where would you find us, Sparky?
Well, you can find us on every single major streaming platform, including Google, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Spreaker, Deezer, Castbox, Pocket Cast, Rio, iTunes. You could also find us on Facebook Live Video.
Every
and
Monday.
if you don't like YouTube. And if you don't like anything about our show today, you could send your complaints to the Podguyz Podcast at gmail.com.
Get flooded with these emails.
And if you do have a good complaint, we will read it online the week after we get it. So
yeah, you can also file that at merchbooth.com, MERCHBOOTH, merchbooth.com. Look for us under podcasts. You can buy a shirt and complain all you would like.
Yeah, tag us on TikTok with your miracle that your shirt has caused for you. Make a little video of yourself with the shirt and see what what side effects you've gotten from the shirt, because some people are posting their side effects, Timmy, and some people are posting their miracles of what that shirt has provided them to do.
Amazing.
So that's
amazing, Tim.
It's been a lot of fun. It's been.
I gotta get me a shirt. I want some miracles.
We have swaddled many a baby butt with our shirts.
Nice.
Guys, look for us on all your favorite streaming apps as well as Facebook Live every Monday, 10:15 Eastern Standard Time. I am Tony Kaz.
Kevin Neary here.
And of course, the ever-loving Picasso. Le Sparky. Guys, we're the Podguyz Podcast. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you like, share, send stars, buy merch, do things.
Do the things.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah.
Have a great night. Bye.